Trish. Welcome back to my kitchen. It has been a busy week for us, but so fun. We have had a wonderful time taking care of foster puppies. Tonight, my husband is busy teaching a class, so he'll be working late, and I thought that the best dinner we could have would be homemade chicken and noodles. This is kind of like chicken noodle soup, but without the soup. So I think we've done a lot of soup recipes lately, and we'll maybe move away from that for a minute. We are vegetarian. I endeavor to use little to no pretend meat, but every now and then I make an exception because it's just fun and we need a little variety. I don't prefer processed foods. I like foods that I can actually grow in my backyard. But for this recipe, we'll make an exception. I'm going to use Unmeat. This is a product that is made out of soy. It's available at Walmart, and you can use it for most of the things that call for cut up chicken. And in this recipe, that's what I'm going to do. So let's get started. The basis of everything I make is vegetables. So I have sliced up a bunch of carrots. I've also sliced up the rest of my celery. If you have onion, you can put some onion in this too, and it's really delicious with that. I'm out of onion and I didn't want to make another trip to the store, so I'm going to use onion powder. I'm also going to use some poultry seasoning, some dried parsley, and sage. You'll also need some noodles. You can use any kind you want. When I'm more inspired and have lots of time on my hands, I make my own. But when I don't, I use these extra wide egg noodles. I also found some thyme in the refrigerator that I want to use up, so that'll be delicious. Vegetable stock, or you can use chicken stock if you'd like. And the secret ingredient for me is olive oil. I add this at the end and it really brings out the flavor. When we open our can of Unmeat, there will be some water in there. I'm going to drain that. Then I will add this to a pan with some butter in the bottom. First things first, we need some butter. With the butter melted, we'll add our chicken. If you eat real chicken, you can absolutely use that instead. And if you're vegan and you're opposed to processed foods, you're welcome to slice up a potato and use that to give it some bulk. We'll add our celery, carrot, and we'll go ahead and stir that. You want your vegetables and your chicken to get some brown on them before we move on. Okay, maybe I added some extra butter. Yeah, I definitely did. While we're waiting for the magic to happen with this turning brown, we'll put some onion powder in. If you've used real onion, this is not necessary, but I didn't have one in the fridge and I didn't feel like running to the store. I'm also going to add some poultry seasoning. I don't know what's in this. It's basically like unicorn dust. It's really good. It's everything delicious. We're finally getting some brown on the chicken pieces. I'm going to add a little bit of sage, or a lot. This is the kind of dish that if you live in an apartment like I used to, your upstairs neighbors are going to wonder, what are they having tonight, and wish that they were eating at your house. Next, I'm going to add my either chicken stock or vegetable stock, whichever you prefer. Okay, this doesn't look gorgeous, but bear with me. It gets better. Give this a stir, make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. Now we throw in our noodles. I'm just using store-bought wide egg noodles. Any kind of noodle will do. If you have elbows, if you have shells, if you have spiral pasta, that's kind of fun. Of course, fettuccine, whatever you have on hand. It's very forgiving, doesn't change the taste at all. I do not want this to be soup, so I'm going to add enough noodles that they are right here at the surface so they can absorb most of the water. We're going to put this on medium heat and cover it and let it simmer for a little bit. This is cooked down nicely and we can see our noodles. I'm going to pour in some olive oil. I'm also going to add some parsley. I like to use fresh if I have some in the fridge, but it's end of the week and I don't have any right now, so I'm going to use dried. We will let this simmer for just a couple more minutes. It's had about 10 already, and we'll give it a total of 13. Our chicken and noodles are done, and it looks delicious. It smells delicious too. The only thing extra that I'm going to do with this is add a little sprig of thyme. Just pull the leaves off there. I've also served it with a side of homemade blueberry applesauce and a milk biscuit because hot bread makes everything delicious. Bon appetit! I hope that you love this and it gives you some comfort on a cold night.